Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you how to get the elite tier premium Batman Goth card.
7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
By far the worst Batman movie ever made. And I'm just kidding about the card, guys. So you hear about credit, and guys, seriously, credit is one of the most important financial powers that you can control. It helps you get things that you need now, in which you may not have the money for at this moment. Things like a car or a home. The better your credit is, the less you're gonna pay in interest, as well as you're gonna receive much better deals. Now, my credit used to be in the 600s, and after I applied these steps that I'm about to show you, it climbed over 100 points in just a matter of weeks. Hey there guys, my name is Josh with Debt to Dollars, where we cover everything from credit to investing, which will lead you to a life of financial freedom. I upload videos on a weekly basis, so make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Alright, today I'm going to take you step by step on the 5 main factors that will allow you to increase your credit score fast. And there are 5 main factors that credit reporting agencies such as TransUnion, Equifax, and FICO pay particular attention to. By understanding these 5 factors and applying these tips that I'm about to share with you, you're going to see significant improvements in your credit score. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so first and by far the most important is having a solid payment history. Having a solid payment history means that you pay your statements on time. The first tip is to simply never miss a payment. Missing a payment will devastate your credit score and put you in a hole. I recommend always making the minimum payment even if you can't pay it in full. Now, I understand that it's not always possible and mistakes do happen, so let's understand your recovery options. 90 days after a payment has been missed, it can become a charge-off, and this will be sent to a collection agency. If you do miss a payment, then do your best to pay it immediately before that 90 days are up. Lastly, you want to keep your percentage of on-time payments above a 98%. This percentage is the number of on-time payments that you've made compared to the total payments that you've had a chance to make. For example, let's say that you've had a total number of 100 payments in your credit history, and for this example, we'll say that you missed 1 payment. Your on-time payment history percentage is the total payments subtracted by the late payment, all divided by the total payments, as shown here. So that's 100 minus 1, which is 99 divided by 100. Giving you a 99% on-time payment history. And that's pretty good, and so that's going to show lenders that you're dependable. The second tip is to limit your credit utilization rate as much as possible. Your credit use or your utilization rate is how much credit you're actively using in comparison to your total amount of credit. It's important to know that each credit account you have matters. The average credit use across all cards and accounts is used. Second, make sure to pay off each card in full. You know, I said before, it's important to always pay off at least a minimum payment, but ideally you want to pay off each card in full to lower your credit utilization rate. The simple tip is don't spend money that you don't have. Lastly, we want to keep that percentage of credit that we are using below 30% ideally. Now try to stay under 30%, and if you can get it under 10%, that's even better. And remember, you don't need to carry any credit card debt to build your credit. For example, let's say your total credit across all your accounts add up to $34,000 and the total amount that you've used is $864, as shown here. So your utilization rate is simply the total amount you're using divided by the total credit that you have. So that's $864 divided by $34,000, and that gives you about 2.5%, so you round that up to a rate of 3%. Always keep this below 30%, and again, ideally, if you can, try to get that number below 10%. Tip number 3 is to never get a derogatory remark on your credit history, and this has a very high impact to your overall score. Now, the easiest way to avoid this is to never miss a payment. And after 90 days, missed payments again can become charge-offs, and those will be sent to debt collection agencies. If there's one thing that I want you to take away from this video is to never miss a payment. Please. Okay, so second, you do have the right to dispute collections if there's incorrect information, or maybe you believe that you're wrongfully being pursued. Make sure to resolve this with the collection agencies as quickly as possible to avoid any significant credit score impact. Along the lines of your rights, know your rights, and that debt collectors cannot pursue you for debts that you don't necessarily owe, and they cannot harass you. They can't and should never show up at your house. Leon Professional, great movie by the way. Batman and Robin, terrible movie. If you do have a collection, see if it's worth negotiating that debt. I'll put a link in the video description down below that you guys can check out, and it's an article that summarizes the steps that you should take to get that off your record. Fourth is to have a long-lasting age of credit. This means that you want the average age across all of your accounts to be greater than the average of 10 years. The earlier that you start a credit account, the better. Here's what you need to know. All of your active accounts matter here, not just your oldest account or your newest account. Every single one factors into the average age. Second, if you're looking to close down an account, don't close your oldest account. It's what gives you that longest credit history. Sometimes credit card companies will close an old account that never gets used. So use an old card every now and then to prevent this potential score drop. Lastly, when I say all of your accounts, I am not just referring to your credit card accounts. Student loans, mortgages, etc. all factor into the age of your accounts. Who knew that student loans could actually help you out? This one is going to take some time and there's not a whole lot you can do to rush it, so make sure to open a credit account as early and responsibly as possible. Getting a $0 annual fee credit card is ideal when first starting out. And the golden rule is to get the average age of all your accounts over 7 years for best results and a higher score. The last tip that I have for you today is to have a healthy variety of open and closed accounts. Here's what you guys need to know. Having a variety of different account types like credit cards and loans can actually help boost your credit. Now don't fret about an exact number of the mix since you'll have to build these over time. The important thing here is that you're using your accounts responsibly. Something that you may not be aware of is that even closed accounts count to the total number of your overall accounts. So a closed account can be a loan that you've paid off, and it's better to have more in this case. Ideally, you want to open and close over 10 accounts.
The bottom line.
Bottom line, guys, follow these tips and I guarantee you're going to see significant improvements in your credit score. And credit card reporting agencies such as TransUnion, Equifax, and FICO, they're not making this a secret on how to boost your credit score. Take these 5 factors, apply them to your current situation, and improve. And I guarantee you're going to see significant improvements. If you guys learned something new today around your credit and how these factors can contribute to seeing significant improvements into your score, make sure to hit the like button down below to support the channel. Also, let me know what questions you guys have down in the comments. And if you want to share what you learned today, please do so. In my next video, I'm going to cover the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card and review that card for you guys as well as the benefits. I already have a video made in 90 seconds or less which you can watch, which will cover these benefits very quickly, but this next video is a card review and we'll go into detail around that credit card. This video will also be great for you because you can see how applying and getting approved for this card can actually increase your overall credit and therefore your credit score. So make sure to subscribe and you guys can see that coming out next week. As always, guys, thank you for watching and I'll catch y'all next time.